What's up, y'all? It is your girl, Air Sky, and you are tuned in to Jigga Set Radio.
What you see now on the internet? Nah, I was listening to Jigga Set. Oh, I be listening to every show, keeping me all in the know on Jigga Set Radio. What you see now on the internet? Nah, I was listening to Jigga Set. Oh, I be listening to every show, keeping me all in the know on Jigga Set Radio.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another great episode. It's a great day here in Dallas. Another episode of Jigga Set Radio, and we're here with Miss Air Sky. Y'all make some noise. What's over here?
Looking the wrong way.
Y'all can blame Inebriation Station for these drinks, because we over here, we sipping. We sipping.
Integration Station.
Yes. So we got you on the show. I was telling her, like, I tell everybody that come on the show, y'all know how I be talking to y'all. I be saying we just have a conversation. So don't be nervous. Be yourself.
I ain't nervous. Hey, we already chopped it out a little bit already.
Yes.
So.
And we're going to dive into a couple of things because I want to hear and I want other people to hear your experience being in industries that you're affiliated with. But first, before we get into that, tell the world who you are.
So, y'all, my name is Air Sky. I am a singer-songwriter out of Dallas, Texas. I do R&B music. I also model. I do a little acting. I'm a creative director. I also do a little fashion designing. I have my own clothing brand called As Is.
Hey, okay.
Y'all check that out. And yes, but I mainly do music. I do R&B music.
Okay. So we're going to start with your journey because I think the upbringing is what helps us paint the picture of who you are today. Wow. So tell us about your journey. Did you always grow up? Have you always grown up in Texas, et cetera? Just lay it out on there, girl.
Okay. So I definitely grew up in Texas. I grew up in Garland, Texas.
Okay.
Went to Garland High School. I did volleyball. I was in the National Honor Society. I graduated in honors. I was a smart cookie, you know.
Come on, cookie.
She's smart, y'all. She definitely smart. Then I graduated from high school. Went to multiple colleges, y'all, because I was not taking college so seriously. I was one of those. And then I went to school at Collin College. I don't know if you know where that is, but it's like they have multiple colleges.
Yeah, different campuses.
I went for science.
Okay.
And I realized that that's not what I wanted to do. I was doing that for my family, which is something that I'm happy that I got out of because I wasn't happy doing it. Like learning all that terminology and shit. I applaud the nurses for real because that shit is hard. Mm-hmm. Not easy. So I dropped out of school after I got my associate's degree in science. Okay. And then I started doing music full time. And so I recorded my first song. It was trash. I think everybody's song when they do their first song is trash.
It's so funny because the last guest said the same thing. She said, it's trash. She said, it's on the internet somewhere.
It's true, though. It's like you're just stepping into something new that you never really done before. And so when I did it, it was bad. But, I mean, you gradually get better at it. I've been doing music for about 6 years now.
Nice.
So, but I will say, like, the first year was finding my sound. Second year was like, how am I going to get people to hear my sound? Right. The third year was like actually going to open mics, performing at different open mics, getting my name out there. And then I just really been that from then on. And so that's where I am now.
So tell us about the name Air Sky.
So Air Sky. My real name is Kiara. Mm-hmm. So it's Keaira. So the air is inside of Kiara. Yeah. And then at first it was just air. But then I was like, I can't just be air because it was hard for people to find my music. There's so many other people.
With air in their name. Yes. Gotcha, yeah.
And I didn't know that. I was like, damn, air is a really popular name. So I was like, I got to ask something. And I don't know why Sky just popped in my head, but it was like, it works.
Yeah.
it works for me. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna put Sky at the end, and it just happened, and it made it easier for people to find my music too. So yeah.
So what does Air Sky mean to you? Because that's clearly your other personality. So what does Air Sky mean to you versus the government name? Like there's a separation of personalities.
Definitely a separation. So Kiara is more like laid back, chill. She's very introverted. She likes to be in her room. She wants to watch movies. She wants to just chill. Like I'm super introverted on that aspect. But Air Sky is more of like she's outgoing. She's very friendly. She's kind. She's nice. Very humble about everything that she does. But she got like this ego that is like, she's just different. Like she comes out like confident. She's very confident. And I like that about her. And so that's Air Sky. I like being Air Sky. I love being Kiara. I mean,
I would hope so, because you live both shoes.
I live both of those. And I feel like some people, they have alter egos that they don't like. They live in that alter ego that they don't love to be in. Yeah. And I'm blessed enough to say that I love to be in my alter ego.
Okay.
So yeah.
I think because I have 4 of them.
You have 4?
I do. So there is Jeremy, and then there's JT. JT. So Jeremy is just like the sweet, introverted individual, likes to be to himself. Then there's JT. JT is the opposite. He likes to be extroverted. He likes to. Are we being confrontational? You want to get in? Let's do it. We doing it. We doing it. Okay. And then, and then there is Jado. No, it's Jerami, which is the washed up drag queen, and then.
Ooh, I need to see
Jerami. She's only come out one time.
I gotta see her.
It's given the 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh shit! I need to see Jerami.
I haven't seen her in a while.
Okay. Well, whenever you bring her out, you need to let me know.
And then it's the because I'm from Chicago, so there's the wankster called Jay Leezy. He's from the Chicago suburbs, out here thinking he hard, but he not.
How often he come out? How often he come out?
With my other friends that be trying to act hard come out. I said, yeah, we can nug if you buck.
Yeah.
What's it your ass done? We top flight security well, Craig.
No, for real. I didn't know you was from Chicago, though.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Windy City, baby. Been out here for 9 years now.
What?
Yeah, 9 years.
Okay.
It's crazy. I'm basically a Dallasan now.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming that ever. So, because I'm from Chicago, I even talk a certain way. And so there's...
Wait a minute. It wasn't there the whole time now.
It come out sometime. Our Ebonics is real thick up there. So, we're still here with Air Sky, y'all, and we already been laughing our ass off. Yes. The wrinkles are real.
Right. The laugh line's about to show through the makeup. I'm telling you. The laugh lines is about to show.
So one of the questions I like to laugh. One of the questions I like to ask to my guests is your upbringing, of course. Tell us about your childhood. Like, help us paint a picture of like who Air Sky is.
Yeah, sure. So I grew up with a single mom. It was me and my sister, my older sister. And it was just the 3 of us for a while. I wouldn't say we had hard times because we had help with my grandmother. Shout out to grandma. Okay. Love my grandma.
Hey.
But she helped us a lot. And so whenever my mom got her feet together, she ended up getting married. She got married to my stepdad, and they had 2 kids. And then I moved out of my house, or moved out of my mom's house when I was going to college. I would say that my dad wasn't there a lot. We have a good relationship now.
Okay.
It took
some years. It took some years.
It took a minute. But I'm thankful to say that we have a good relationship now. Yeah. He should be calling me in a sec because he was asleep, but I'll call it back. But me and my dad, we didn't have the best relationship growing up.
Yeah.
I would say it was the same thing with my mom, but my mom and I are like, I feel like now in my life, I can have that relationship with them now because I'm older.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I felt like I was a kid and I couldn't say certain things to my parents. And so now that I am able to express myself in a way that I can, I feel like our relationship is a lot better now.
Definitely. Okay.
But when I was a child, it wasn't always like that. Like my mom, she was there definitely for us financially. Like she took care of us for sure.
Right.
But as far as like my mental state, it wasn't really the best. And so, I mean, I expressed that to her and she understands now. And our relationship is so much better now. Like I thank God for that too. But my childhood was very me being an introvert. Like I was just to myself. I was in my room a lot. Like I felt like nobody cared about my feelings. Like I was just to myself.
Yeah.
And it kind of got to the point where it showed in my freaking adulthood. And I had to like go to therapy for this. Like it was, I swear therapy, like I have to say this. Therapy, y'all, if y'all want to go to therapy, please go to therapy.
Yes.
Because therapy really does
Find a way. Find a way.
But that journey with my childhood, I mean, it brought me up to be a better woman, and I love who I am now, and I'm just thankful for everything that's going on right now.
Yeah, no, totally. And we're gonna definitely circle back to the therapy part because, and it's been the listeners that's out there and the viewers, y'all know that I'm an advocate of having a therapist, and it's like literally life changing.
It does.
And it's like you find like your best, that confidant, the best friend, where you don't have to worry about being judged.
Right.
Granted, you might be paying them, but but once you get past that, just thinking about being the best, like on a journey to find the best version of yourself.
Right.
And I don't think people understand, like, oh, you know, and especially in our community, in the Black community, it is stigmatized. Like, oh my God, like, you know, oh, you can't be putting your business out there. What goes on in this house stays in this house.
Or you think I'm crazy.
You think I'm crazy. Oh, you got a therapist. Oh, you crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It had nothing to do with about that. It is all about self-preservation. It's about what is going to be in that side. So you have this egg, right? And so when you crack the egg, when you open it up, what version of yourself are you going to be?
Right.
After you go through therapy, after you go through the process of molding yourself, right? And so like what version of yourself do you expect to have hatch once, you know, you've come to that point of, oh, I need to change some things about my life.
Right.
You know, that's normally why I start off asking about your childhood, right? Because it sets a standard.
It does.
And then when you mention therapy, it's like, okay, so now we can measure where you were to where you were, how far you come.
Yeah, people play about their childhood. Like your childhood is who you become. Like that is a very important part of your life.
Right.
Your childhood is a very important part of your life. It sets, like you said, the tone of who you really are.
Right.
And I feel like once you realize and once you actually accept who you are, then you're able to be like, okay, this is who I want to be.
Right.
And so you're like, okay, then and I feel like therapy kind of brings that out of you. It makes you feel like who you want or who you really are. And I fucking love going to therapy.
Yes.
Like I loved it. It was something that I learned something new every day. There was days I went in there and my therapist was talking more than me and I still felt okay.
Yeah.
You know? So
if I were to ask, what is one technique or tool that they taught you that you use? Like, okay, I need to adopt this.
Right.
I copy paste this to my life.
Mine was I feel. I feel like you're doing, or I feel like this is what da 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 da. Because some people be like, you did this, you do that, and that's very antagonizing when you say that to somebody. And I would feel offended too if anybody was like, you did this, you do that. But if you come at somebody and you're like, I feel like I'm hurt, you hurt me, you did this, and blah, 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 it's more in a loving way.
Right. So it's about your tone.
Right.
And how you approach it. You feel X, Y, and Z. I feel like you could approach this differently. Yeah. I feel like during that moment that you were personally attacking me, and I just want to understand where you stand with it. It's like just putting, I guess, making it personalized. Yeah. So that way people can relate to you on that level versus like making it seem like it's you did this, like it's all about that, like they did everything. They feel like they're being attacked. Yeah. So their response is going to give basically the same energy you gave them. Yeah. Right. So
and it's like a point of vulnerability. You gotta know how to be vulnerable. People are scared to be vulnerable. And it's like vulnerability is a strength. That's not a weakness.
Right.
It's not a weakness at all.
It's So people that like to take advantage of it think it's a weakness, and then they'll sit there and exploit you, and then make you feel less than.
Yeah.
And that's not cool.
That's not cool
at all.
No, because then I'm gonna break out of therapy and I'm gonna cut you out.
Reverse. She gonna put that draw 4 card down there.
Yeah, you got me fucked up, bitch.
You got me fucked up. Yeah, we still here with Air Sky. We toasting and drinking, having an amazing time.
Yes, we are.
And so the next question I have for you is, tell me about your musical journey.
Oh, my musical journey.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. It's been hard out here.
Well, let's talk about it.
It's been hard, and I'm gonna just start off as when I was a beginner. So when I started music, I thought music was all about just the fame and just making money and just going out, being seen, and that's not it.
Right.
There's a whole business side.
Absolutely.
Music. There's a whole other side to music. That is a part of it. But music is a business. You have to treat it as if it's a business. You have to treat music like it's a business.
Right.
So in the beginning, it was hard, especially as a Black woman. It's hard out here because it's a men-based industry. I'm not gonna lie, that's a man's world. That's just how it is. So when a woman steps in, it's all sexualized, and it's just hard out here for a Black woman at that, especially who doesn't want to Cause you got your females that don't mind going out and just fucking any nigga, blah, 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 blah. I'm finna make it, blah, blah, blah. That's not me, though. I'm not finna just be fucking anybody to get a career.
Right.
I don't have to do that.
Right.
And so I'm not going to do that. Right. I'm not going to do that. But I will say that it's hard out here for a Black woman in that aspect. But once you figure out the business aspect of music, you tend to move in it a different way. Especially as the royalties and the copywriting and the freaking monetization and the BMIs, the pros, all of that shit. You have to know that. That way you know if somebody fucking you over or not. Because it's a grimy ass industry.
Exactly.
Music is grimy as fuck.
Yes.
And they will fuck you over if you don't know your shit. Yeah.
So going back to just touching on that really quick, how important it is to arm yourself with knowledge coming into so you can surround yourself with the people that is supposed to be on your side, your team on it, whatever the case is. But how important is it for the individual to know? Because like you said, you can get fucked over. Right. So basically when you're delegating this work, you better know what you talking about, what they're talking about, and what you talking about need to be in sync. Yeah. So how important is that? It's definitely important.
I've actually read some books on the music business and I did my research. Everything is, I wouldn't say it's self-explanatory. I can't even say the word, but I wouldn't say that, but I will say that if you don't do your research and you don't read up on it, you will never fucking know. Right. You would never fucking know. And I was so naive on this shit. I have to shout out DJ Momo because he's the one who actually put me on game. Because it was stop treating this shit like it's just going out, putting music videos out, putting music out. That's not music. That's not the music industry. The music industry is treating it as if it was a business. This is a business. Right. You make money off of this. Right. So if you're making money off of this, you need to treat it as if it is a business. Exactly. So I shout out to him because he really put me some gems. He put some gems on me for real. But it's very important to know what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Any industry that you're in, you need to know what the fuck is going on. Mm-hmm. Acting, modeling, singing, fucking, you doing bartending. You got to know what the fuck you're doing. Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? Anything you're doing, anything you're passionate about, you need to know the knowledge of it. Right. That way you make more money off of it.
And then also not getting bamboozled. Exactly. Get lost in the sauce. Right.
You don't want to be lost in the sauce? Why would you want to be lost in the sauce? Why would you? But yeah, I definitely read books on music and all of those things. So
okay, so we're still on air with Air Sky, y'all. On air with Air Sky. That's cute.
On air. Hey, shout out to your drinks. Cause you are a definitely dope bartender.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, your drink got me feeling real good.
You feeling real good? Turn the fan over there.
Hey, cause I'm feeling great over here. He got me feeling good, y'all.
So we're gonna dive in a little bit more deeper with Air Sky, y'all. She's still here.
Mm-hmm.
So what was like the biggest moment of failure for you that you had to work through that might have required therapy or whatever the case is, but like I think it's important for us as humans and as a person that goes to therapy as well to understand that it's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And then allowing other people to hear your testimony so that way they can know how to move forward with their own debacle.
Right.
So,
are you speaking of just music or just personal?
Well, it could be personal, it can be music, but like I think the biggest thing is how you dealt with it. And I think that's what I'm trying to understand, like how you deal with your anguish.
So I think the biggest failure that I felt was I'm gonna say in music. I mean, I got personal too, but I'm gonna say in music.
Okay.
So the biggest failure for me was I was going through I'm not gonna say the management name.
That's fine.
But I was doing something with a management company. And I was in a point in my life where I was like, okay, I got so much shit going on. I feel like I need help. I need a team. I need somebody that's going to work with me. And I just need that help.
Right.
And so I had a management team and I went by through them and told them everything that I needed from them. Da, 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 da. And I was just giving them the money to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, do this. I need you to do that. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Cool. As time went on, I started realizing that you can't just give your money to people that you're not knowledgeable about. Like that was a very big, it was a failure for me, but it was a failure that I needed to take because I was just giving out money to people that I thought that was going to do the job. But you have to understand that certain people aren't as passionate about what you do as you are.
Exactly.
So sometimes you got to do things on your own. Like you have to do things on your own. And so whenever I gave him a lot of money, y'all. I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, damn, I gave y'all a lot of money. But anyway, it hurt. Like it broke me at a certain point. And thank God I had friends. My friends, Bree and Darian. Shout out. Those are my dancers, actually, by the way. Bree and Darian, those are my best friends right now. I love them so much. Like, I fucking love them. But I cried to them about that. You know, like when you lose a lot of money like that and you think that something good out of that is going to happen.
Right.
It hurts you in a way. Like I was like fucked up about it.
Yeah.
And whenever I realized what I did wrong, I was rushing too. I was trying to rush a project at the same time. And I realized you can't just be throwing money trying to rush a project and make it happen at the same time. Like that shit is not going to work in your favor. The quality not going to be there. You may not even make it happen. Like it was stuff like that. And I realized so much out of that failure. And I'm thankful that I realized that. And now that I take my time and I make sure that everything is in order, I'm happy I went through the failure. I'm not going to lie.
No, that's great.
I'm glad I went through the failure.
And thank you for being vulnerable in that moment.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Like it's shit, you got to be like, people don't understand you got to be vulnerable. You have to be because everybody is going through something.
Yes.
Everybody is.
And this is how you deal with it, right?
Yes.
And so how did you deal with that situation when you realized that, you know, you dished out this money, you didn't get the service that you were anticipating.
Yeah.
So how, like, you cried to your best friends. How did you move forward from that moment?
So from there, I no longer worked with them anymore. I cut all ties. I started realizing that everything that I wanted, I just had to find time to do it. You know, I had to find time to make it work because, like I said, you can't expect somebody to want it as much as you do. Right. So I was like, okay, I'm finna make it work. I'm finna figure out how to do this and that, this and that. And I made it work in my favor. And then I had my friends help me too. Like, you gotta ask for help too. Absolutely. Like, you can't be afraid to ask for help. I feel like some people are afraid to ask for help. I was one of those people.
Oh, I'm definitely still one of those people. It's still a learning curve for me because I have trust issues, and that's a whole different plateau. That's a whole different level up. Up there.
It's
up there. I can't even throw a pebble up there. Let's give it Mount Everest. I can't even.
No, for real, but it's the pride thing.
It is. It's part of it. Yes,
thing.
yes.
I get it. I mean, I'm sometimes like that too, but then I have to realize, like, you need help, girl. You need help.
Yes, in order for you to grow, you do have to.
Yes.
You have to do that.
So yeah.
So, in the music industry, you know, you have your woes. You know, you have the fact that you have to rely on not only yourself but other people for you to grow.
Right.
And so, I want to ask: is there someone that you find motivational, or someone that you say, oh, you know what? I could do that too. Like, was there like a reference point when you first started your journey? Was there like a reference point saying, oh, I look up to them, or like, oh, I could do that too?
Yeah.
Like, what's that for you?
I would definitely say Rihanna.
Okay.
I fuck with Rihanna so hard. Like, I studied her so bad. Like, I didn't notice I was studying her until I started making music on my own.
Yeah.
Because I listen to her music and I love her music. I feel like she makes really good music. And so, I was like, shit, I can do that shit too. And I feel like people I would say refer me as her, but I feel like people kind of like just the way that I am. I mean, I'm not her. I'm not going to say I am her. I still have my own vibe and I still have my own like way of doing things.
Right.
But I really do look up to her and she inspires me. Like, she's a definite businesswoman. You know what I'm saying? She making her money. She doing exactly what she's supposed to fucking do.
Right.
And I feel like that's what I want to do. I want to be a singer, but I also want to have like a brand. I want to do clothes. I'm going to step into the clothing business soon or later. I'm going to be in that hole making fucking clothes and y'all going to be wearing my shit.
Shout out. I'm in for it. What would you name it?
It's As Is.
As Is.
Yeah, As Is. I have a clothing brand already. It's called As Is.
Okay.
You can go online, asismerch.com. And yeah, so I already have like some things out. So yeah.
So we can do a sidetrack on that. So what is as when you were coming up with that concept, like what does that look like for you? Like, take me as I am.
Right.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm first guess.
But then it's also Air Sky Is.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
See what I'm saying? It's like a double meaning.
Yes.
Yeah, double meaning to these things.
Come on, double entendre.
No, but for real. So it's Air Sky Is, and it also means like we come as is. So just remain as is. Be who you are. Don't be afraid to be who you are. And don't be afraid of what other people say about you. Like, don't take that to heart. They don't know who you are. Don't take that shit personal. Be you. Be you. Like, I'm an advocate for people being themselves.
Yes.
Like, even if it's out of my spectrum, I still are like, you who you are. You doing your thing. I'm all for it. I'm never judgmental about anybody. That's just who I am. Right. You know?
And the judgmental part, would you say that is that part of your core personality, or just as an artist understanding that there's different types of, I guess, genres of artists?
No, that's just a core.
Yeah, I figured that much.
That's definitely a core. I feel like I have a second mom. Her name is Mama Shelly. Shout out to Mama Shelly.
Yes, Mama Shelly.
So she taught me that. I always was never judgmental of everybody, but she really kind of put the stamp on things, especially with me. She stepped in as a mom when I needed somebody as a mom. And so she was never judgmental of anything. I could tell her anything. And she was just like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was cool about it. And I feel like we have to be that for everybody else. Like, I feel like the way of the world is love. Like, we have to love one another. And if we don't, this world gonna be self-destructive. I feel like we just can't be judging people out here. Like, I feel like people are so judgmental, and it like the internet and shit, and it's just like, stop. Your opinions really don't matter. Like, if you want to go there, your opinions don't matter. It don't matter. They're still gonna be who they are. Right. So I don't know. That's just me.
No, and we respect that. We respect that. So, let's talk about what is necessary for you to sustain and be in this industry, because you're out there. You're like, people going to see you.
Yeah.
And so that means you get to have like a certain type of skin.
Right.
To like withstand people's criticism.
Mm-hmm.
And so like for you personally, like when did you start developing that skin, and when you understood that, you know, you're, I guess in a sense, vulnerable
Right.
to people's opinions and insights.
Right.
When was that moment for you?
The moment was when I had performed at this showcase, and I was the first person there. And I ended up being the last person to perform. I don't know how, but I was frustrated. I was so mad about it. Like, it took a toll on me. I was the first person there, ended up being the last person to perform. And I performed, and they dogged my ass. Like, I mean, like, they criticized the fuck out of my performance. Like, they were like, it wasn't good. It didn't sound good. Like, the song was whack. Da 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 da. And I was already going through it because I was the first person there, and I'm the last person to motherfucking perform.
Yeah.
Like, I was already mentally like fucked up about that. So whenever they did that, I was really fucked up about it. And so I actually, I cried about that too. Y'all, I be crying. I had to let that shit out. I had to let that shit out. So I cried about that too. And so after that performance, I was like, you can't give a fuck about what anybody say about you. Like, you was the first person there.
Right.
So that means you was really like, you meant that shit. Like, you wanted to be there. You was the first person fucking there.
Right.
Everybody was late and shit, but no, you was on time. And so I was like, you can't give a fuck about what anybody say about you. You just have to understand that this is what you love to do and you want to do it. And nobody's opinions matter. I mean, you can take constructive criticism, and I would love constructive criticism. I know how to take it in. But if somebody don't like your shit, then somebody don't like your shit. And music is universal.
Right.
So it's like, there's songs that I don't like, but then there's songs that same artist made that I do like.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just like that, you know?
So as an artist, being in this realm of entertainment, you have to paint a story, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, like if we take Mary J. Blige, for example, we know when Mary happy,
right?
And when Mary going through, I'm going down. She going through
She
it.
going down.
And then when she go back to her happy place, and then when I be out here being real, like, you know, my rent money is due, and I ain't got nothing for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so, like, as an artist, like, have you been able to kind of hone in on your storytelling abilities to like reflect? So these songs that you put out, like, to reflect like something in your life, like how important is that? How important is it to be able to tell a good story?
Yeah. So in my songs now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not as in tune with my emotions as I should or as I could, because I feel like some artists are able to go to the studio and just write and just vibe out and do that. I don't have the ability to do that.
Gotcha.
And so the only ability I am able to do it is if somebody actually sent me a beat and I listen to it in the car and I listen to it just like that. But I don't have the ability to vibe out to the studio or whatever. I don't have the money for that. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I can't just do that.
Right.
But when I want to write a song about my feelings, I definitely will write a song about my feelings. Like, I will definitely do that.
Yeah.
If I'm going through something, I'll definitely write a song about that. But if I wanted to record it right then and there, or if for somebody sent me something like a beat or something, and I just go to, some people can do that, and I wish I could do that.
All right.
I really wish I could. And I say that all the time. And I think I have the ability to do that. I just need to like talk to certain people about that. Yeah. But people want to come out of money, and I get that too. And I'm not gonna knock nobody on their money because it is what it is. But
right.
You know what I'm saying.
So we still hear y'all with Air Sky.
Yeah.
She doing such an amazing job on this podcast. I think she discovered some things about herself in this whole process.
It's a process. Y'all have to trust it too.
Process. Yes.
Trust the process.
Consistency. What does that mean to you? Consistency.
I feel like consistency is when you got that conscience in your head telling you
Go get it.
That you need to go do this, and paying attention to it. Because everybody got that conscience that's like, okay, you need to do that video. You need to take that photo. You need to post that picture that you just took. You need to go talk to these promoters. You need to go to these clubs. You have that voice in your head. I feel like some people just don't.
They just ignore that hoe. Control, Alt, Delete.
No, they just ignore that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a victim of that too. I be ignoring it sometimes too, but I'm starting to I'm trying to adjust to understand it and listen to it. Because you be thinking you busy, but you're really not as busy as you think you are.
Right.
Like, you can do it, you just don't want to do it.
And so I brought that up for a reason because I know that we go through our own mental anguishes. We go through our stages. Even myself, like sometimes, like I was just telling the previous guest, I was like, sometimes I just don't feel like doing it today.
Yeah.
Like, because like I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? And then like sometimes like, well, I don't want to be up there with the Joneses. Sometimes I just want to be me, you know? But I know that in order for me to move forward, this is the era we're in. Like you have to be consistent in that regard. I mean, we should strive to be consistent in every regard, right? Yeah. But in that regard, sometimes I'm like, I just want like a whole year off. And so,
and I feel like it's okay to have our off days. I feel like we feel guilty sometimes about it.
Right.
But it's definitely okay to have those off days. Just make sure you're not behind.
Right.
Make sure you're not behind and make sure you're able to, if you are behind, make sure you're able to catch up.
Right. And understand the work that's necessary for you to put in for you to be back where you need to be.
Yes.
Yes.
You can be behind, but make sure it's enough for you to be caught up.
Right.
Some people can be so behind, it's like you can't catch up.
Right. Right.
It's too late.
But sometimes like you record like, for example, like enough content ahead of time to where if you take one day off, it's okay because you got like 50 other videos you can post in that rotation.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
I totally get it.
But that's definitely consistency for me.
Yes.
That voice in your head. Listen to it, y'all. Listen to it.
Right. So speaking of voices, what genre would you consider your music to be? So you mentioned Rihanna being one of the people that, you looked up to in a certain regard. So like, how would you describe your genre, your mood of music?
I think I'm more like contemporary R&B.
Okay.
It got a little pop into it as well.
Okay.
But I definitely have my own sound. Like I got a Toni Braxton voice.
Okay.
So she got, she got that lower range.
Yeah.
So that's me. But I mean, I can go up an octave. I can go up another octave, but I'd rather be like kind of low in like a smooth type of vibe, type of voice. Yeah. And I just feel like that's the voice that I want to stay in. Like I don't want to. I feel like everybody is doing like this hot pitch ass voice. And I'm like, I get it, but it's like, let's be different, y'all. Let's try something different. Like her. Yes. I feel like I will vibe with her. Like I could definitely do a song with her.
I love her.
I could, me too. I love her too. I would definitely do a song with her. So that's kind of like the range that I'm in right now.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, we talked about your childhood upbringing. We talked about therapy and how important it is, mental solace.
Yes.
We talked about your style of music. So let's also talk about what you like to do in your downtime. When you're not vibing out music-wise, what do you like to do in your downtime? You like to play Uno?
My downtime is with my girls. Like after this, I'm about to go have Sunday fun day.
I'm here for that. I'm about
to go have Sunday fun day and have fun because the work, we can't get tied up in the work, y'all. Like, I honestly had a mental breakdown not too long ago because I was so tied in with trying to be Air Sky. And it's like, you can't just be so mentally into this because you're going to get stressed out. You're going to just, just gonna break down every time. And I was just like, girl, you gotta have fun.
Right.
Like, it's time to have fun. And so I'm about to go have Sunday fun day with my friends.
Yes. and how often do you guys do that?
This is actually our first time because my homegirl, her birthday is tomorrow.
Okay.
So she wanted to do Sunday fun day. But we hang out all the time. Like, we go to the arcade. We'll go do Top Golf.
Nice.
We'll go do little things like that. We'll go to her house and we'll actually drink and just... Well, I smoke, y'all. So we'll drink and we'll smoke.
Come on, 420.
What? So, yeah, we'll do little things like that. I like to vibe out and I like to have fun.
Yeah.
You know? I like to just step away from the work for a second and just be me.
No, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. So, Sunday Fun Day.
Yes.
And for those that don't know what Sunday Fun Day is, because actually, believe it or not, it actually does not carry throughout the United States. Like,
really?
You'd be
Is it
surprised.
just a Texas or Dallas thing?
I think it's more people. So I think it's more so like the bigger cities know what a Sunday Fun Day is. And then it also depends on who you hang with. There's different versions of Sunday Fun Days. Like for me, a typical version of Sunday Fun Day would be like arcades and things like that. You know, there's going to be some drinks involved. Might be some smoky smokes. You know, I'm not a smoker, but like I know my friends do. So like I know it's going to be a synergy. We all going to be on a tangent where we're comfortable, right? We just feeling good.
Yeah.
And then we like, okay, I don't mind being social a little bit, a little or a lot of bit, depends on, you know, or how much was consumed. So
we're not worried about that right now.
We're not worried about that. But it's hashtag Sunday Fun Day when you look at it. So, but yeah, there's like, it's like when I'm going to different cities and I say, oh yeah, it's Sunday Fun Day. I'm like, what's that? I'm like, what? I thought that was like a thing.
I did too. I'm not gonna lie. Like I thought Sunday Fun Day was. I don't know why.
No, there's certain places that don't know what Sunday Fun Day is.
Really?
But I also kind of feel like they think when I explain it to them, they're like, oh, well, I'll do something similar. That's why I said I think Sunday Fun Day is based off of what energy and vibe you create, the people you're around. Right. Like that's your Sunday Fun Day. It's just gonna vary in different regions because people do different things on like a Sunday, you know? Some people even for me, like my alter egos will tell you that Sunday Fun Day for them is just watching cartoons. Right. And then having me like a cute little wing plates that I made.
Treat yourself.
Treating yourself. I think that's what it is. That's what it is. Sunday Fun Day is all about treat yourself. Letting your hair down in whatever capacity that looks like and just treat yourself. It is self-care.
Because on Monday.
Goddamn Monday. She is my least favorite day of the week. She really If that girl just want to go on vacation permanently. Gotcha, bitch.
No, Monday is the least favorite. I'm not like a Monday.
But for this week, Tuesday gonna be my least favorite day because that's when 4th of July gonna be.
Why is that your least favorite?
No, I said this week is gonna be my least favorite because it's a whole holiday on Tuesday.
It is, but you don't like the 4th of July.
I don't mind it, but I gotta work.
Oh no!
Exactly.
They making you work?
Yes.
Oh, fuck the people.
Okay.
Fuck the people because of that. What? It's a holiday.
It's a whole ass holiday. But they say you get paid time and a half. I said, okay. Well, at least you get paid.
We'll let that shit go.
We'll let it go. But don't do that shit no more.
No, for real. Because of what?
I said, this is outrageous. How much?
She tried it. What kind of shit is that?
I know. I wasn't used to that. So, as an artist, and I like to equate this because I'm an entrepreneur, and I feel like artists are entrepreneurs as well because you have to seriously pave your own way. You have to surround yourself with the individuals that's going to help elevate you, and then also too, you also have to be able to craft your own style because not that person's style is not your style. Yeah. And so you have to create your own lane. Right. And so how important, in your humble opinion, is it to stand out and create your own lane and not necessarily fit in just because other people expect that? How important is that to you?
I feel like it's super important. Like that's something that's just, when you step in the music industry, you can't just be like somebody else. Like you can't jump in the music industry, try to be somebody else and expect to be something that they are. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you make more out of yourself when you're in your own lane.
Right.
Don't pay attention to what everybody is going through or what everybody else is accomplishing. Because I feel like we tend to step out our own lane and we start looking at other people and we're like, oh, fuck, I wish I had that. Or I wish I did that. Or I wish I was able to be like that. And it's like, focus. That's how we get out of order. And that's how we start getting out of our lane. That's how we start not being where we're supposed to be. I feel like you got to stay in your own lane. Focus on your own self. Find your own sound. I feel like that's important. So important.
That's important.
Find your own sound, y'all. Like, if you don't do music, find your own sound because that's gonna take you further. Like you can sound like somebody, you can make those couple of streams, but once you actually find your own sound, it's like, oh shit, I hear this on the radio. I know who that is.
Right.
It's not like, oh, who is that? I heard that voice before.
Right.
It's like, oh, I know exactly who the fuck that person is on the radio.
Right.
So find your own sound, stay in your own lane. Don't worry about what other people are doing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm the artist that I wouldn't say I don't listen to other people's music, but I don't listen to other people's music that's in the same category as me. It's not me being like hating or anything because it's nothing like that. I swear it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
It's just me not trying to portray what they're doing. Like I'm not trying to implement what they're doing because I want to do my own thing.
Right.
So that's just me as a person. But, you know.
So what you got working on? What are you working on right now? Since you talking about, you want to stay in your own lane and create your own sound. What are you working on?
So I'm actually dropping an EP.
Yes, come on, EP.
I'm dropping an EP July the 12th.
July 12th.
July 12th is coming out. I'm dropping As Is. So As Is actually a whole like collection of, it's just a brand. So I made a brand out of it, like the clothing brand and just the music. I made an EP out of it. And I'm pushing it. I'm trying to push it as much as possible. And so the album is called, or it's the EP, it's called As Is.
Nice.
And so it's basically about talking about me as a artist and me as an individual. There's no futures on there. It's all me. And it's all about me being who I am.
Right.
Right. Just showcasing who I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, you just gave me another idea, another question I want to ask. Mm-hmm. If you were to work with an artist, who would it be?
I mean, you already know it's gonna be Riri.
Yeah, Riri.
I don't know why you asked me that.
Because so there's a few reasons why, but the main reason why I asked that because there's different when we do. Well, I'm not an artist in that regard. I'm an artist in a different regard.
Yeah.
Right. And so when we work with certain elements or certain moments in time, we may have a different energy about us, right?
Yeah.
And so with Riri, Rihanna, her genre is pop music, right? Mm-hmm. And so, but we've seen Rihanna, like, when she first came out, it was the bop. And then we said, bitch, better have my money, Rihanna. Right?
She had a whole different transition. Like she had like her errors. You know what I'm saying? Like she had different errors of her. Yeah. And it was like, you personally knew her out of her music. Like it was different. Like the Ponde replay. That was like, that was the first song that made me like, okay, this is Rihanna. Like that was her first song that made me like, okay, this is her. I actually remember that fucking video playing on the TV and I was like 7, 8.
Right.
And I was watching that shit and I was like, ooh, that's like, I was a fan at 8.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as she grew, I was studying, but not realizing I was studying because I was just listening to her music. Right. But I'm studying at the same time. And then I was like, shit, I can do this shit too. Right. But I loved music at the same time already. Like that was already a love for me. So I was like, I want to do music too.
Right. So, given the fact that, you're in the lane of music and, Riri is, someone that you would definitely work with. Is there another artist? Yeah. I'm going to push you out there. Is there another artist that you feel like, and then that's why I said there's different facets of it because you might have a different energy a certain time. Like, oh, I feel like I'm working with Missy Elliott on this one, or John Legend with Ordinary People on this one.
You're right.
So is there, and it could be a couple or just one. Like you were like, you know what, for my EP or to remix my EP or just a future project, I want to work with this person. Right. Is there one person? Or it could be more.
I ain't gonna lie. I would love to work with Drake. I would love to work with Don Toliver.
Okay.
I would love to work with her. I already said her.
Yes.
I would love to work with Nicki Minaj. I forgot about Nicki Minaj.
Okay, let's talk about the barbs. Let's talk about the barbs. So I would not see that for you.
I grew up on Nicki Minaj. Like the Pink Friday. What? I fucking love me some Nicki Minaj. I would recite every word on almost every song.
So are you? So because she has two personalities, right? So she has Nicki,
right?
And she got, is it Roman? Yes. And so
I was like, yeah, I love
which one do you relate to the most, the Roman or the Nicki?
The Nicki.
The Nicki.
The Nicki for sure. I mean, I like Roman, but Roman is more like hardcore.
Yes.
And I'm not hardcore, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But I love Nicki. I love me some Nicki Minaj. Yeah.
No, so the barbs, shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a whole community for y'all as well.
Right.
Just like Beyonce, the Beehive.
Right. I would love to work with her too. I'm not gonna lie.
Babe, Beyonce?
Beyonce be too busy for me. And I feel like she too busy, and I get it. You big, and I'm gonna let it go because that's you.
Right.
For real, that's you.
Okay. I'm here for it. So before we wrap up, we need to know where we can follow you.
Ooh.
So how can we follow you? How can we find your music, find you, and everything you represent?
Okay, so my Instagram is ITSME_air. So it's me_air. You can follow me, or you can find me on all streaming platforms, Air Sky. Just type in Air Sky. Or you can go to my website, airskymusic.com. Baby. airskymusic.com. That's easy. And Facebook is the same. It's Air Sky Music.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it.
Come on, consistency. Through and through.
I had to listen to the head voice. I had to listen to
even though she be wearing you out. Girl, go sit down.
Right, damn.
And then you be like, I didn't even call for you. I didn't see it for you.
Well, you know you've been procrastinating on that video. You need to motherfucking make it. Well, damn. I need you to be in my head like that 24/7. All right, I'll do it. And as soon as you do it, she'll leave.
And she's like, all right. I'm going to sign you off.
Good job.
Good job. Well, you've been such a treat to have on the air. Y'all make some noise for Air Sky, y'all.
I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this.
Yes, I was telling her earlier, like, you know, it can be therapeutic or whatever, you know, or just being able to understand and reconfirming who the fuck you are, right? And so, and then, you know, the people that you aspire to and just creating your own sound.
Yeah.
All that's important. And so hopefully you guys understood what she was saying and learned something from today.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Jeremy Turner.
Woo.
And we were here with Air Sky, and we out, y'all. Peace. That is a wrap.
Yay!
Number 2 is